Subpress.
On demand. Follow Subpress Radio on Twitter and Facebook now.
Hi, I'm Pam Sidhu from Subpress Radio, welcoming Gurinder Chadha OBE, British Asian filmmaker, giving us hits portraying British Asian culture and much more. Now, some of the films that Gurinder has given us are Bargee on the Beach, Bend It Like Beckham, Bride and Prejudice, and of course, Viceroy's House. Welcome, Gurinder. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, you're here today to talk to us about your brand new film, Blinded by the Light. I know that it's inspired by the life of Sarfraz Manzoor and the book that he wrote, Greetings from Berry Park. Tell us a little bit about this film.
Well, it's based on, as you say, a true story about a 16-year-old Pakistani boy growing up in Luton who really wants to be a writer, but his parents, who are struggling. His father's been made redundant from Vauxhall cars. His mother sews dresses at home. They're really strapped for cash. And, you know, they want him to get a proper job. But, of course, it's 1987. Margaret Thatcher is the Prime Minister. There's mass unemployment everywhere.
Yes.
And doesn't seem to be much hope for kids. And so our story is how does this kid who really wants to be a writer and has a dream of being a writer, how did he get his dream?
Yes. And it's from what you're saying there as well in terms of about the parents, it sounds like something that we can all relate to as British Asians. And
absolutely. It was 17 years ago that I made Bend It Like Beckham.
Yes.
And this film is definitely like a cousin brother to that film.
Wow.
It has that same sense of how within Asian families, how kids try to negotiate with parents to get what they want, and how parents understand their kids but also want them to do what they want. And both sides have their own dreams for each other, and then it's how we negotiate that. So it's very much about how British Asian families operate and just the nuances of just how much we care about our parents, but at the same time still want to follow our dreams. Absolutely.
So it's a classic tale of East meets West and how a lot of us had to actually deal with that. But from what I've seen in terms of the trailer, I mean, the film looks absolutely amazing. And there's this young boy of Pakistani origin who's living in Luton who gets into Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. So that's he basically is feeling very low, and then someone gives him a Bruce Springsteen cassette, and through the words and music of Bruce Springsteen, he learns how to find his own voice, and it's really a film about values and Bruce Springsteen's values. Yes. Which, for people who aren't fans and don't know his work, they're very much about empathy, about hamdardi, as we say, Punjabi.
Yes.
Bruce is always telling stories about the ordinary man, refugees, soldiers who go to war for their country, all the unemployed, the veterans, the immigrants, people who are struggling to make an honest living. Yes. And for him, his philosophy is no one wins unless everybody wins. Yes. And that's ultimately what draws Javed to Bruce Springsteen. And also, when Bruce Springsteen was writing in the 70s, so much of his work was about escaping New Jersey and getting away from there so he could follow his dreams. And that's what our character wants to do, find a way to get out of Luton to follow his dream. Yes,
we can understand that one, can't you? So you yourself, you also connect with a lot of Bruce's music because you yourself, you're a fan, aren't you, of Bruce Springsteen?
Very much so, and that's how Sarfraz and I first connected, because I was, a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and for me that was... I had went to see him in 1984 when I was, much younger, and it was one of the best concerts I'd ever been to in my life. It was wonderful, and I just think the man, has a lot of empathy, and that's what I like to do with my films, and certainly my philosophy on life. So,
Yes, so it's been...
You can see the connection.
Yes, and that's how you bonded with Sarfraz Manzoor initially, was the love of Bruce Springsteen and the music. And did you yourself use the music as an outlet when you were growing up as a British Asian here in this country?
Yes, I mean, I went to see him and I bought his albums, and his music was as important to me as other music, as the specials, and then also Bhangra music in the 80s,
Yes.
I would go and see Hira and TCS and all the Asian bands, but at the same time I still loved Bruce.
Yes.
And, I still loved other music too. I love disco music, I love reggae music.
Yeah.
And that's really, who we are. And in the film,
that's the beauty.
You'll find a lot of other 80s music. It's not just Bruce.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty
of the Pet Shop Boys. But we also have Mohammed Rafi in the film.
Oh, right.
That's who the dad listens to. And my dad used to listen to Mohammed Rafi. He loved him.
Excellent. I was just about to ask you, do we have some Desi flavours in there as well in terms of the soundtrack?
We also have a scene in a daytimer.
Oh, very good.
People are going to laugh. So we've got a little bit of Johnny D in there.
And is this happening in Luton, is it?
Yes. No, they come to London actually for the daytimer.
Oh, brilliant! And who were the bands in the daytimer?
So the music is DJ, and the music is Hira and Johnny D.
Excellent.
Of course, now known as Taz.
Yes.
Of Stereo Nation.
So it was Manje Dama Ke Tere Darwaje, the initial ones.
Back then, he was the Asian Michael Jackson.
He was indeed. Yes. Oh, that's great. So, but also, just bringing it back to Bruce for a minute, it has been reported that you were at an event with Sarfraz, and Bruce actually acknowledged that he'd read the book.
That's exactly what happened, yes. That's why we were able to talk to him and ask him to support us in making the movie, which he said, yeah. He said, oh, great idea, go for it. And so it was a great day when that happened.
Yes.
Because without his support, there would have been no movie.
Yes.
And I'm very happy because he's seen the movie and he absolutely loves it. And
wonderful.
When he saw it, he gave me a big hug and a kiss and said, thank you for looking after me so beautifully.
That's wonderful.
So that was reward enough for me.
Excellent. Now, I've got a question for you, Gurinder. So, if you had to do a Hindi adaptation of this film, which singer would you base it on?
If I what, sorry?
If you did a Hindi adaptation of this, so of course this is very real in terms of a British Asian growing up here in the 80s.
I wouldn't. I'm not obsessed with Bollywood, and I don't really follow it. You know, I'll follow a few things, but for me, I'm a British Asian filmmaker, and those are the stories that I tell.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I wouldn't dream of doing a Hindi version.
You came quite close.
Someone else could. I don't mind if someone else could.
It's been reported that you used 300 skinheads for a National Front scene in the film, and that yourself and Gurinder Chadha actually drew the swastikas yourself. And this is obviously reporting a lot of the racial tension that was going on at the time.
There was a scene in a house, actually, where the Jeff Mirza is a character, where he is, and there's graffiti on his garage door. And the art department, really didn't want to put swastikas up and felt very bad about doing that. And so Gurinder and I said, well, we'll do it. And so we then did the swastikas and wrote NF and everything.
Yes.
And a lot of the crew found it very hard to do that. And, also, as you say, the scene with the NF, a lot of those actors found that very hard to play NF people and say sort of, racist slogans. So that was interesting, but those scenes are very real, though. I mean, they feel very much like what we went through in 1987. But at the same time, we're not just defined by that. We went through that, but so many of us went on to live very complete, joyful lives. And the film is very much about that's how we are as a community, and there's a lot of joy and love in our lives. in spite of everything that we went through.
Yes, well, despite everything that we went through, we're actually very successful now as a community, even though there was these challenges there. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. And this film is being released on the 9th of August, so we can catch it there in the cinemas, Blinded by the Light. So I look forward to watching it, Gurinder.
Excellent, and enjoy. All the best.